Hi everybody, I'm going to be showing you how to arrange our faux spring branches arrangement today. You will find previous videos of me making this, but this is the 2024 version with the stems. The stems are all very similar, but we update them each year. So to start with, I'm going to use our Sakura Blossom. This is such a lovely twiggy branchy stem, and it gets the shape initially, and then you can kind of start to fill in. I am arranging it in our Flowerton vase, which is 27 high by 26 wide, and the neck opening is quite narrow at 8 centimetres. So it holds the stems really nicely. But this arrangement also looks really beautiful in the Hemmingstone vase as well, which is photographed on the website. So, and I would make it in exactly the same way. Sakura going in, Sakura is 120 centimetres tall, so a really, really tall stem. So I'm going to bend it down, and arrangement wise, you roughly want it about 1.5 times the size of your vase. So leaning that one over to the side, and I don't want this one exactly the same height because I feel like that would look a bit too kind of formulated. So just going a little bit lower with that one and kind of measuring my stem against it, and then giving that a really nice hairpin bend so that you can get it in and out the vase nice and easily. Like so. And if it does stick out and you're worried about it, you can bend it back again. But by the time we've got all of the stems from this arrangement in, you won't really notice it. Then I'm going to put in our cherry blossom. So it's very, very similar flower to what we had last year, but the formation of this stem is different. You've got more flowers per stem, you've got more branches. Yeah, it's just beautiful. It's still my favourite cherry blossom. So one of these is going to go in, sit kind of in the middle of these, about there. Oops, one's gone on the floor. Just nestling that in. And then my other one, I'm going to have quite a bit lower, about down there, and have this coming in around the front. Just so you've got a really nice, natural disperse of the flowers. And then next we've got our 3 magnolia branches. Now these are the tall magnolia branch. So yeah, so beautiful. I really love these. They're kind of that ivory cream with a really nice kind of licheny, mossy brown stem. And we're going to get one of these relatively high, kind of to the side, but not full height. So I'm just going to bend this down to about there, I think. And I think the key when you're doing any flower arranging actually, but particularly with these focal flowers, your biggest flowers, is to make sure that none of them are the same height, none of them are facing in the same way, you're not creating any kind of lines within the vision, and that's how you're going to get that really kind of natural look. So yeah, my taller one is over that side. I'm going to have a shorter one this side, and just bending that up slightly more. And I have already used these stems for like photography purposes and stuff, so I would really, really advise just taking a couple of minutes and just like bending them into like different little shapes. And I wiggled these branches around and yeah, pulled some of these forward, some of them back, just to again add to the authenticity. And then this last one, I want much lower towards this front, but I don't want to miss this last stem off it, so I'm just going to come down to about there and slot that in there. And just kind of pulling that forward slightly. And then last but by no means least are our Pussy Willow sprays. These are new to us this year. I love this Pussy Willow stem, really nice realistic buds, and a lovely brown stem, and each stem is like very, very generous. And I love the height that this Pussy Willow just adds to the arrangement. So this just kind of gives that finishing touch. So I'm going to have this one in here. And these stems bend really easily, but again, just make sure you give them that nice tight hairpin because these stems the vase is getting quite full now, so you want to make sure that they go in nice and easily for you. And biggest tip with these Pussy Willow stems is to spend that time just tweaking them out a little bit and just bending, working these stems just into quite a natural shape. Obviously not too wiggly, but just not super straight. Yeah, you just want them to feel and look as natural as possible. And then this one, similar height. Again, nice, tall, hairpin style bend in there. Slotting that in, and then just watching out your eyes if you're poking yourself with your blossom. And then one of the biggest tips that I would always say to do, and I'm sure if you've watched these before, you're sick of me saying it, is to go and stand away from your arrangement and have a look at it with fresh eyes and just make sure that you're happy with kind of the positioning of everything and that it all looks quite natural. And sometimes that does literally take walking out of the room to then come back to it, because it's so easy when you're like working up close to something to not get that scale. But yeah, hope you really enjoy arranging it. It's a lovely, lovely one to do. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys again soon.